Well, first thing, thank you for taking the time to speak with me today.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
And I just wanted to say that apartment therapy was my inspiration to start my blog.
Oh, really?
Ago. Yes, because I just moved into a studio apartment in Brooklyn. I had no idea what to do with it, and it was just tremendous help and inspiration.
Oh, good. Well, I'm so glad. That's why we did it, and we never knew when we started that the web would prove to be so powerful. So I'm super pleased. Thank you.
Right. No, it's in my eyes, it's the classic design blog.
That's great. Keep saying that. When I wake up and have a hard morning, I'm going to remember your words.
Okay, good. So I think I was just recently introduced to your idea of decorating.
Yeah.
So maybe if you could sort of describe exactly what that means or the philosophy behind it.
Totally. So when I started apartment therapy, it was all about design and decor. And what I noticed from the get-go was that technology was a big part of it. It was growing really fast, but I felt there was a lack of people in the design community, particularly the interior design community, focusing on it. There was a lot of geeky technology stuff that wasn't so attractive. There was also a lot of green technology stuff that was super useful, but again, not attractive. And so we started our whole technology channel our home tech channel, in order to highlight the fact that we felt that, one, technology is going to play a bigger role in the life of the home, and two, that we want to have something to say about it. And so decorating it was not our creation, but it's a really good term to say, hey, technology can look good, and in cases when you don't want to look at it, it can disappear. So the tagline for our home tech site is smarter homes, fewer wires.
Great.
And
I always, whenever there is a wire or a cord in a sort of home shot, I'm always shocked and sometimes a little bit relieved to see it, because I know I have tons of cords on my desk.
I do too. Look, so I know you can't. Here it is. I've got a stack of wires here. And if you could look behind me, under my desk, it goes on for days. And it's not a fiction, actually. Wires. When I set up the office, I got all the interior design done, and as soon as we could work, we stopped taking care of stuff, and so the wires have actually sat with us for almost a year. So that's sort of the first line of battle. So, like on my right here, just to show you an alternative, we've been looking for things in the last few months, particularly around Christmas, that are sort of giftable, that address this issue. And so everything I have here deals with wires, and in every case, it makes wires go away. And if I can point to them, I've got the Duracell MyGrid, which is a cordless or a wireless charging station for cell phones.
Oh, great.
So you can put 4 of them on it at once. So instead of 4 wires, you only have 1. Mm-hmm. I've got cool little cord cable things here. When I started, there were a lot of cable organizing companies, but they've gotten more attractive over time and easier to use. And then these 2 cool devices are for audio, for music. One's a Jawbone jam box. You probably know Jawbone because they make little things for your ear, which I'm not one of those people who walk around with one of those things. But this little thing syncs in with your telephone, your iPhone or your phone that has music on it via Bluetooth, and it plays as well as a stereo. It's remarkable. And then this other one here, the Phonophone, has no electricity in it whatsoever. It's completely undigital. You just set your iPhone in it, and it works in the old-fashioned way by amplifying the audio through the ceramic shape of the speaker, which is again an old-fashioned shape. So these are like cool little things that are beautiful, that are decorating. So they're decorating touches that are useful and particularly important. No wires.
Right, that's great, because my speaker system, I like it for its functionality, but I have 4 or 5 cords coming out of it for all the different parts.
Yeah, and they're not all going to go away, and as soon as we solve those 5, we're going to buy and end up having something else. I wouldn't be surprised if our chairs are plugged in at some point, But
mine sometimes is with a heating.
Oh, with the heating pad, yeah.
Yes.
I saw a design yesterday on our site of a Belgian designer who designed a chair lamp. So it's a folding chair that has a lamp that comes up the back of it, so it literally plugs in.
Oh, great.
So cords aren't going to go away,
Right.
but as long as we keep tackling them and turning them into something beautiful when we can, or hiding them if we can,
Yeah.
I think we'll be in
And
good
what
shape.
is sort of, I guess, through your experiences, what has sort of really worked for hiding, and what have been your most successful resolutions or solutions for hiding cords?
For hiding cords, all right, I'll tell you my favorite, and there are many, but I'll tell you the first thing that pops to mind when you say that, and that is there's a woman in our book who she wanted to hide her flat screen TV in the wall, but she came up with a really ingenious way of doing it. First, she bought a vintage fireplace mantle, and she put that on the wall, and that gave her a little bit of distance between the front of that and the wall.
Right.
Then she sunk the television into where the fireplace would be inside the mantle, and she built a little housing around it, so you could reach in and put all the wires in there. And so when you walk into a room, you don't notice the television sticking out in the middle of the living room. What you
Right.
see is a beautiful sort of decorative mantle and fireplace. And then inside, because the television is the similar color to the mantle, you realize, oh, there's a television there, and it sort of only catches you secondarily. And also, it's on eye level only if you're sitting down. So many people put their televisions up high on the wall like a painting.
Right.
And that's a big mistake. So
Right.
I love that building a faux fireplace, a mantle, not a fireplace, but a beautiful mantle, and sinking your flat screen into it, so it sort of becomes part of the room.
That's a great idea. I'll have to check that out
Yeah.
in your book.
So I think we got to go now,
Okay.
but thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
And we'll stay in touch and have a good trip back to Spain.
Thank you.